What up, folks? It's your pal, Coach Vino, and this is the Glass Half Full podcast where we turn setbacks into comebacks. Let's go.
Yo, everybody goes through setbacks, but don't let these setbacks make you take a step back. Step back from the situation, put your brush down, envision the picture you're faith in, because everybody goes through setbacks.
All right. Welcome back to the podcast. I am Coach Vino, the people's bartender, and your certified coach from the Boogie Down Bronx. So I hope everybody's well since the last time we hung out. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Though I got to tell you, at the time of recording this video, it is absolutely freezing outside. And I'm not looking forward to this. We have a cold streak coming. I got to tell you, I am not a big cold weather guy. But anyway, I hope you guys are warm wherever you are. I'm not here to talk about the weather, but what I am here to talk to you guys about is inspiration. Because if you're listening to this podcast, there's a good chance that you are someone who looks for inspiration or motivation, right? But here's the deal. A lot of people, they look for inspiration in one place or they're looking in the wrong place completely. And the problem is that inspiration, it's everywhere. Okay? It's not exclusive to one particular place. It's available wherever you are willing to notice it. But here's the problem. Most people are waiting to feel inspired before they do anything. They're waiting for motivation to just hit them like lightning, strike them right in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Before they start moving. And while they're waiting, guess what's happening? Life is happening all around them. Things are moving forward and they're standing still, waiting for inspiration. Waiting for the motivation necessary to do anything. But you got to understand something. Inspiration isn't always going to be loud. It's not always going to come wrapped in a nice quote on the social media or a viral clip. Oftentimes, inspiration is going to be subtle. It's going to be inconvenient. Sometimes it's going to show up disguised as something else completely, something absolutely ordinary. I mean, you could find inspiration in a conversation that you're having with a complete stranger like the cashier. You never know. You could find inspiration watching someone work hard without complaining. And seeing somebody overcome something that would have crushed you a few years ago. You can even find inspiration in someone that's doing better than you. And the reason I say that is because that messes a lot of people up. Because a lot of times when you see someone doing better than you, instead of saying, man, if they can do it, maybe I can do it. What happens a lot of times you say, oh, that must be nice. Look at them. I'll go for them, huh? You know? And I don't mean that in a good way. Comparison can turn into bitterness really, really quick if you're not careful. Inspiration is going to show you what is possible. But it also is going to show you what you've been avoiding. Think about it. You ever watch someone who's chasing their dreams and they're just going for it? I mean, there is nothing that's going to stop them. And it makes you feel uncomfortable. And that, my friends, that's not jealousy. That is a mirror. That is a mirror being held up to you. Okay? It's the part of you that wants more. And it wants attention. And you can find struggle in anything. You can find inspiration anywhere, in anything. You can find it in the struggle. You know, watching someone who endures something really difficult and they do it with dignity instead of complaining and crying about it. Seeing someone start over from scratch when they lost everything without complaining about it. Seeing someone fail publicly and they keep going anyway. They still get up every day and go. And that stuff, if you pay attention to it, will wake you up if you let it. But here's the thing. Inspiration only works if you use it. A lot of people consume inspiration like it's entertainment. They go on their phone, they're going on Instagram or TikTok, whatever it might be, and they're scrolling and they watch and they see these great reels and shorts and they nod their heads and they're like, yeah, this feels dope. And it makes them feel good for a second. And they share with their followers or whatever the case might be. They save it and then they don't do nothing about it. And inspiration without action turns into frustration. And the reason is because now, okay, after watching these little inspirational clips or quotes, whatever the case might be, you know what is possible, but you're still standing still. And that's going to frustrate you. And that's why I always say this. Don't look for inspiration just to feel good about yourself. If that's the case, go have a piece of chocolate. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to look for inspiration, look for it so that you can start to move. Okay, so that you could put it into action. Any action, even a small action. One idea, one note in your phone, one conversation, one email, one phone call, one decision. And let me say this too. You don't need to agree with someone completely to be inspired by them. Okay, and I say this a lot because there are people out there that are doing some really great things that maybe you don't necessarily care for the person or care for their whole lifestyle. You could borrow their work ethic without adopting the lifestyle. You could respect their discipline without copying, their personality. You can learn from people that you would not want to trade places with. You take what serves you and you leave the rest. Because inspiration is not about idolizing. If I inspire someone on my podcast, I don't want them to idolize me. I'm not perfect. I fuck up all the time. Okay? But take what it is that serves you and leave the rest. It's about extracting the lessons. And sometimes the inspiration comes from places that you did not expect. The least expected. Okay? It could be a kid who doesn't quit every time they fall off the bike to get back up. It could be an old person who still is curious about the world. It could be someone who's happy, who has very little. And it could be someone who rebuilt everything that they lost. It's these moments that should remind you of what actually matters. And maybe the most important of it all is that you should find inspiration in who you used to be. Okay, the version of you that had less fear, less baggage, who had more belief. That person in you that didn't disappear. Sometimes inspiration isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you to calm down, to sit down, to be quiet. So stop waiting for inspiration to arrive perfectly packaged. Okay, you need to look for it everywhere. You need to open your eyes, okay, and find inspiration in people, in stories, in the efforts they make, in resilience, and in yourself. Because I'm telling you that inspiration is not a rare thing. It's our attention that is rare. And the more you train yourself to notice these things, to notice it, the more fuel you're going to have to keep going. Borrow the spark of inspiration wherever you can find it. But just don't forget to light your own fire with it. Well, that's all I got for you folks. If you enjoyed today's podcast, I'd appreciate if you left a review so you can help Coach Vino feed the hungry algorithm. If you or someone you know might want to work with Coach Vino, you can visit my website, coachvinollc.com. You can also follow the podcast on social media where I share more of my thoughts in bite sizes and gives me an opportunity to directly interact with you guys. So I'm everywhere, Coach Vino Podcast. And remember, folks, if nobody else tells you, Coach Vino Appreciate you. Cheers.
Reveal these thoughts and express what I'm feeling in a hip-hop form. But I was born to succeed, so as long as I breathe, ain't nobody on this earth gonna crush my dreams. Yo, this might be the end of the verse, but this is just the start of a new beginning. Word.